BMSC'den, Global'den Emre Sungur'u davet ediyoruz efendim.
Hoş geldiniz. Açık. İsterseniz. Evet.
Hello everyone. I know unfortunately we are a handful of people here left. I know you are all tired. It's been a very long day, but I'm going to try my best to go over my presentation that I prepared and make you feel that hopefully your batteries that are ran out of charge will be recharged. So today I'm going to talk about the latest trends in battery technologies and maybe a short insight about myself. I was born in Istanbul, Turkiye, so I'm by birth originated from Turkiye, but I'm currently a dual citizen of Germany and also Turkey. And I have worked in 3 different continents, in 5 different countries, and had a chance to live in the United States where I get my education. And then I worked for Stellantis Group, since our concept today is Automotive. I basically have a francophone background with the French education. And then my career led me to have a chance to get accustomed with the BMW Group, where I have been working for the last 13 years in BMW as an expert in powertrain, cell, module, and battery technologies. And during this time in BMW Group, I have been lucky enough to have the experience to work as an expat also in Beijing, China for 4 years. As you all know, I think we have already been talked about it today. China is being the most advanced and the most developed country currently in the world in the EV technologies. So my presentation today, I'm going to be going quite practical, fast, and I'm going to go over it and try to wrap it up in 15 minutes. Today I'm here to represent BMSC Global. I'm no longer working for BMW, and I'm starting this new adventure, and I'm the country director representing BMSC Global in Germany. So let's go. So battery definition in this future. What's a battery really? Battery is actually a device that takes the chemical energy, the material that goes into it, and you stimulate it with some chemical reaction to generate electricity. Sounds interesting, right? So we are using this technology for quite a while now. As you will be seeing in the next chapters, these batteries have been developed for quite some time now, but they have been widely used as what we all know as lithium-ion batteries. So we are actually living in the era of lithium-ion batteries. So that we already said that converts the chemical energy to electrical energy. And batteries actually use chemistry that is called electrochemistry. So the system, when we say the system, it's a battery pack, might contain like electrochemical cell. It might be one cell or multiple cells. So since we are having the idea of generating and this is the automotive meeting, so we will be focusing on lithium-ion cells majorly that are used in the automotive sector today. And batteries contain 4 major components in a very, very practical, simplified way. There is the negative terminal, the anode, the positive terminal, the cathode, and we have an electrolyte. And today's technology allows us that electrolytes are only in liquid form. But there will be some tectonic changes in the future that electrolyte will be actually converted into different shapes and forms. We're going to talk about that shortly in the next slides. And the separator, the anode and the cathode, in a cell, must be separated from each other. So every time you charge and discharge the battery, the ions that are traveling back and forth from plus to the minus, the cathode and the anode must be divided by a separator. Lithium-ion batteries, as we have just talked about, is the mainstream choice technology of today's applications. And why is that? Because they can provide longevity, they can provide energy density, which is high enough. I think it was Mr. Emre just talked about. It was a very impressive presentation about the air car. So you can imagine like how much of an electric power that structure that they have developed that can be used as an air transportation must be staying up in the air for up to a range of 100 kilometers. Imagine the power that is needed, the battery that is needed to be accelerating that machine. So, as we said, lithium-ion batteries are the mainstream choice, and what's upcoming and what is in infancy, which is not yet quite developed, but the first early applications are started to be used, especially in China, in Japan. We have the solid-state batteries. Why is it called solid-state batteries? Because, as I mentioned before, the liquid electrolyte will be eliminated, and there will be some sort of a ceramic material that will be used in the batteries. So we are in the phase of eliminating this extremely flammable electrolyte material and take it out of the picture with the introduction of the solid-state batteries in the near future. And they also they are much faster in charging times compared to the lithium-ion technology that we have today. No one wants to charge their car going from Istanbul to Izmir, knowing already that, I have to take a break, coffee break, and I have to wait around 2 hours in Susurluk. For those of you who are Turkish, they will understand what I'm talking about. So, solid-state batteries will drastically reduce the time of charging. But what is even more impressive is what's coming up after that. It's the graphene-based battery. Graphene is a rare earth material, and this technology will be a groundbreaking improvement in conductivity and even charge rates. So it's hard to say when we will be introduced this graphene-based batteries, but it's still in the lab environment that we have a lot of innovative activities and tries and tests are ongoing right now. But when it's being introduced, an electrical car, I assure you, will be able to be charged within a matter of minutes, up to 10 minutes max. So I think the industry is waiting for this revolutionary changes. Lithium-ion, our current time, solid state on the way, and graphene in the mid to long-term range of developments. So, very quickly, the areas of usage of batteries, energy storage systems. This is completely another life where the batteries are heavily used. And when we are talking about these clusters of chapters where the batteries are used, I am focusing, please remember, on the lithium-ion batteries, that what we are having in the current times. So where do they use? Renewable energy industries, grid energy that feeds the electrical system of the cities and towns, and the portable storage units. The next is the transportation. Automobiles is surely our subject as of now. And then the buses and trucks, I think we have listened quite interesting and very nice presentations about e-buses today. And forklifts, scooters, bicycles. Maybe I should have also added the flying cars, but still we have a few obstacles and challenges that we have to face so that that product can be commercialized. So I didn't put that in yet. And also the boats, yeah. The boats will be electrified, and we have some examples of it in Norway that is currently used. And lastly, consumer electronics. So, I guess everybody is using at least, majority of these products: phones, laptops, power tools, personal care devices. This could be also a scale that you step on, you weight yourself. All that are run with lithium-ion batteries. So they're intrigued into our lives very strongly, and we cannot step back from them. Here, these two clusters, energy storage systems and transportation, they are growing markets actually, and they have much more promising in the years ahead of us, that we will be implementing the changes and the technological advancements that I just talked about in the previous slides. On the other hand, consumer electronics is quite a saturated market from a batteries perspective. I have some very fun slide here, so that might wake you up a little bit more. So, on the top left corner, England, 1884. That was really, and let me make a British accent, really has been one of the first electric cars that have been known in the history. And the inventor, these names are quite important, but nobody understands the significance of these people. Robert Anderson, William Morrison, Des Moines, Iowa. These guys have made some revolutionary inventions in the United States back in the 1830s, 1840s. But when you see that car on the left top corner, this is an early version of an electric car that is really put into usage 30, 40 years after the names that I just mentioned has invented the electric cars. And then comes the William Morrison's car, which is widely used by the society. He based his company in Cleveland, Ohio, US. And we're still not, the date is not even 1900. And then comes, maybe a lot of people don't know this, but Thomas Edison also get his hands wet into the sector, and he built an electric car as well. This is a picture of a version of a Thomas Edison car. And here comes the Germans, of course. Ferdinand Porsche has developed world's first hybrid powered car. So it has the electric engine in it, as well as the battery, small battery to run it, and an engine that we all know. Until when? Thomas Edison, Ferdinand Porsche must be very, very upset, because Henry Ford invented the gas-powered and internal combustion engine car. This was already mentioned in the previous slides in the presentation. 1908 has been a breakthrough in the world of transportation, because Henry Ford's T-model has ended an era of electric cars before they even took off. And no one was supposed to talk about it up until 90 years later, when the Japanese invented the Toyota Prius, which also brought the attention back to the electric cars business again. Okay. So, a short lithium-ion batteries inside. Why lithium? Lithium, it's also used, did you know that also lithium is used in mental illness treatment? It's a product that you can actually consume to correct your brain chemistry. Hopefully no one will get into that stage, but lithium is the lightest metal and solid element in the world in terms of weight. And it has a great electrochemical potential. I think I already described to you what an electrochemistry is. And it's the largest specific energy per unit weight. So these are the advantages of using lithium in a battery cell. On the other hand, we have 6 different types of chemistries that are mostly based on lithium. And those are, I'm not going to read you all of that, but the ones that I highlighted on top, the NFP and the NMC, which definitions are here, lithium iron phosphate and lithium nickel manganese cobalt oxide, are the mostly widely used combination of lithium-ion batteries in the automotive industry today. The difference between the lithium iron phosphate is safer. Yes, the energy density is comparable to the NMC, is lower, but due to its safety features, it's heavily used in applications like big applications like trucks, buses, even in forklifts, but you will not get a performance of a vehicle that is based on an LFP technology. But if you want performance, like BMW always looking for, you should be going for the nickel manganese cobalt oxide combination. So, besides the high energy density, there is also the long lifespan. It's called a cycle time. Every time you charge, the battery is discharged, you charge it again. These 2 technologies have the highest cycle times that are known compared to the other ones. So, I'm going to go very quickly, and I'm not going to bore you with the details of this slide, but today's key trends in the batteries are basically like focusing on 4 different clusters. The first one is diversification of battery chemistries, as we have lightly touched about. So there is the NFP, there's the NMC, there's the solid state, which is ceramic based, electrolyte, liquid electrolyte is eliminated, sodium ion, another interesting technology they are working on. And there's also the lithium sulfur, graphene, the revolutionary zinc air batteries. These are, most of them are all under investigation right now, and we might be seeing the applications that are based on these technologies in the upcoming years. The second one is an enhanced manufacturing processes. Of course, there are many improvements in the manufacturing of a lithium-ion cell. These manufacturing processes are usually taking place in a production line up to 150 meters, then U-shaped and coming back at the end of line. So we are talking about quite a complex and multi-step process-based production. Some of the best implementations that I personally see myself in China, in companies like CATL, Panasonic, BYD. Yeah, BYD is the only company in the world that can do the cell, the module, the battery, even in the car itself. They're really going to write history in the next upcoming years on this sector. So, as an example, solvent. Solvent is a material that you have to wash the final product. So you have to eliminate the solvent, and they are working on it like water-based. They call it again solvent, but water-based solvent, to basically get rid of this like very poisonous material to make sure that the cells are cleaned up after the production cycle is over. And the new technologies will provide us shorter drying times and less consumption of CO2 emissions in the manufacturing. The next one is safety improvements. Again, water-based or large-scale energy storage system. There is something called thermal management in batteries, which is very, very important. These things are extremely flammable, and if something goes wrong, like let's say there's a particulate during the manufacturing, that particulate might cause some short circuits, which might cause fire. So you have to be very careful during your production process that there's no particulate or no dust or any dirt that goes into your cells. Otherwise, you're risking even a big fire in the car. So they are working on reducing the risk of this thermal management. This is very, very important. This is also called the thermal runaway. Once it catches, it jumps to the next, and it quickly captures the whole battery system. Even for this technology, there is something called heat shield. They developed a heat shield, and they put right in between the cells, so that that delays the process of this thermal runaway, jumping to the next cell. And there's also the efforts of liquefied gas electrolytes for stability, performance under extreme temperatures. And finally, the fourth area is cost reduction. Cost is in our life. Everything is around based on this cost reduction and efficiency. For example, LFP will be a perfect example to use here, because LFP cells are the lowest cost cells that you could possibly produce as of today's standards of safety and risk management. And I made a final investigation, and the price is around $60 per kilowatt hour, the cells that are based on LFP. There's a measurement unit that you judge your cost in the cells industry, dollar or euro per kilowatt hour. And this price is quite actually reasonable when an NMC cell will cost you around $75 to $80. You can see the comparison. And the types of cells in the middle picture, they are the most devised types, cylindrical. Tesla is using them, and Tesla introduced them to the automotive sector. But of course, Tesla's cells are much, much bigger than this. This is probably to power a flashlight or something. And the pouch cells and the prismatic cells. Each one of them has its advantages and disadvantages, but maybe we can discuss this in another session, in another conference. Okay, next. The top 10 biggest cell producers worldwide. I think I already mentioned CATL. Predominantly, they are conquering this world. And I have to give credit to BMW Group, because I was personally involved in the first nomination of cell business from BMW Group to CATL. During the time when we gave the business to them, they were very small. But these guys used the BMW logo in their presentation. They went out to the world and they said, hey, now I can do it. I can work for you as well. And there isn't a single company in the world, automotive company, they don't work with. Imagine. That's why they are dominating the market. And by roughly 37%. And the next is BYD, as I mentioned. They can do their own cells as well. Down in Shenzhen, China. So only these two Chinese manufacturers of a worldwide 600 gigawatt hour capacity. This is the installed capacity, meaning that the world's cell market size. Only these two, they are owning more than 50% of it. And the rest of them, except for Panasonic, SDI, Goshen, let's go like this. Goshen is another Chinese supplier down in Anhui province. EVE is in Huizhou, Sungur down in Shanghai. LG is Korean. CALB is also down in Jinsu province, and SK Innovation is Korean. So what this picture shows us, actually, the cell market of the world is dominated by Asia, without a surprise. They are very way advanced than any other potential customers and countries that they would like to get into this market. So under the others, 10%, only I can say Envision and S-Volt are also Chinese. But Northvolt, they really wanted to get into it, but I think they're not very successful at it because they are going to downsizing and laying off some people. And Northvolt is a Swedish-based European cell supplier. They get a lot of government incentives, but unfortunately it did not work for them. And this is a bonus slide. Again, by the flags you will see that China is dominating the EV world market. BYD, this is from an overview this year, in the first 8 months, how many cars they have sold. And purely electric cars, of course. BYD has outpaced Tesla. Everybody's talking about the Tesla mania, but BYD actually sold twice as many cars as they did. And here is BMW. This is worldwide sales. BMW's admiralship is also Chinese markets, and this is why we had a lot of presence down in China, production facilities in Shenyang, and some offices around Shanghai and Beijing. And so you can see the Germans, they're trying to intrigue their head, staying in the competition. Well, will they really be able to do so? I don't think so. And something we can be proud of as Turkish, that BYD finally has decided to come to invest in Manisa. And that factory is going to be able to produce 150,000 cars a year and will be operated starting from 2026, which could be a good environment, a cluster of environment for the Turkish automotive business. Okay, next I'm going to talk about 1 minute about who we are and what we are trying to do. So as I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, I'm the country director of Germany for the BMSC Global. So we are here for the fulfillment of whether you're an OEM or a supplier. We take you at the core of our attention, and we will be covering with our core competencies. All this we can do for you. We are here to help. We are here to partner with you, and we are here to help you. And our biggest competencies, of course, more or less all of them have same equivalent of weight, but we are good at strategy development for product and technology. We can help you to market entry, expansion strategies, cost cutting, sustainability and compliance, and this area we need to improve ourselves, but we can also be a solution service provider for you. And this is our team. As you can see from the flags, we have a pretty good geographical coverage. We can help you in the UK, in Germany, I myself, as well as in China. If you have any demands, any requests, support, just contact us and let us know. Thank you for your attention.